Take it personal. Now, that might sound like strange advice, because most people are told the opposite. Don't take things personally. Don't let it bother you. Just ignore it. But I want to suggest something different today. If you truly want to grow, if you truly want to become extraordinary, then there are some things in life you must take personally. Take your growth personally. Take your discipline personally. Take your future personally. Because when you stop taking responsibility for your own life, you begin to drift. And drifting, my friends, is dangerous. You don't drift to success. You don't drift to greatness. You don't drift to a life of meaning. Drifting only leads one direction, downward. That's why the successful person learns a powerful habit. They take their life personally. If the results are poor, they take it personally. If the discipline is weak, they take it personally. If the effort is lacking, they take it personally. Not with guilt, not with shame, but with responsibility. You see, responsibility is powerful because the moment you accept responsibility, you gain control. And control, my friends, is where transformation begins. So today, let's talk about the power of taking it personal. Not as a burden, but as a decision to take ownership of your life, your habits, your results, and ultimately, your destiny. Because the moment you start taking it personal is the moment your life begins to change. Take it personal. Now, I want you to think about that for a moment, because most people live their entire lives doing the opposite. When things go wrong, they point outward. They point at the economy. They point at the government. They point at their boss, their family, their circumstances. And sometimes those things are real. Sometimes life is unfair. Sometimes things happen that you didn't ask for. But here's the truth. If you give the credit away, you also give the control away. And the moment you give away control, you give away your power. That's why successful people develop a different habit, a powerful habit. They take it personal, not in a negative way, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with responsibility. Because responsibility is where power lives. Let me share something simple. There are two ways to live your life. One way is to say, why is this happening to me? The other way is to say, what can I do about it? One question creates victims. The other creates leaders. One question keeps you stuck. The other moves you forward. And the difference between the two is responsibility. You see, responsibility is not about blame. It's about ownership. Ownership of your habits. Ownership of your effort. Ownership of your future. And the moment you accept ownership, something remarkable happens. Your life begins to change. Now, here's something I learned a long time ago. You cannot change what you refuse to take responsibility for. If you blame the weather, you stay the same. If you blame your job, you stay the same. If you blame your past, you stay the same. But the moment you say, this is my life, these are my results, and I will improve them, now the door opens. Now growth becomes possible. Let me explain something about success. Success is not mysterious. Success is not random. Success is not reserved for a lucky few. Success is predictable. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. And those fundamentals begin with responsibility. Because once you take responsibility, you begin to ask better questions. Instead of asking, why am I stuck? You ask, what skills must I learn? Instead of asking, why is life unfair? You ask, how can I become stronger? And those questions change everything. Now let's talk about something important. Most people want success, but they don't want responsibility. They want the rewards, but they don't want the discipline. They want the results, but they avoid the effort. And that's why so many people stay exactly where they are, because success has a price. And the first payment is responsibility. Responsibility for your time. Responsibility for your habits. Responsibility for your attitude. Here's another powerful thought. If you take responsibility for your problems, you also gain the power to solve them. Think about that. If the problem belongs to someone else, then the solution also belongs to someone else. But if the problem belongs to you, then the solution belongs to you too. And that is where power begins. Now, I want to give you a simple principle. Never become the victim of your own life. Because the victim mindset is dangerous. The victim says, I can't. It's not my fault. There's nothing I can do. But the responsible person says something different. They say, maybe this is difficult. Maybe this is unfair, but I will find a way. And that mindset builds strength. You see, life responds to responsibility. When you take responsibility, you begin to grow. You begin to read more. You begin to learn more. You begin to discipline yourself. Because deep down, you understand something powerful. Your future is not controlled by luck. It is controlled by choices. Daily choices. Small decisions. Simple disciplines practiced every day. And those disciplines only appear when a person takes life personally. So here's the question. Are you willing to take it personal? Not your failures. Not your past. But your future. Are you willing to say, my growth is my responsibility. My habits are my responsibility. My life is my responsibility. Because the moment you say those words, the moment you truly believe them, something powerful begins to happen. You stop drifting. You stop blaming. You stop waiting. And you start building. Take it personal. Take your goals personally. Take your discipline personally. Take your growth personally. Because when you accept responsibility for your life, you stop being a spectator and you become the architect. And that, my friends, is where success truly begins. Take it personal. Yes, look at your age. Look at your age and compare. Not in envy, not in judgment, but in truth. Because the world doesn't wait. Life doesn't pause. Time doesn't stop. And yet most people live in a kind of fantasy, thinking there's always tomorrow, thinking they have plenty of time. But here's the truth. Time is neutral. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't reward hope alone. It doesn't apologize for wasted years. Now, look around you. At your age, where are the people you admire? At your age, where are the people who inspire you? Some of them have already achieved what you dream about. Some of them have already made the mistakes you fear. Some of them have already started and finished, while others are still standing at the starting line. And here's the question you must take personally. At my age, where am I? And what am I willing to do to close the gap? Because if you do not take it personal, you will drift. You will rationalize. You will settle. And settling is a slow form of dying. I want to be very clear. This is not about shame. It's not about guilt. It's about awareness. It's about accountability. Take your age personally. Take your position personally. Take your progress personally. Because time is always moving, and each year, each month, each day is an opportunity slipping away if you do not act. Let me give you an example. Look at two people the same age. Both are 30. One is thriving. He has invested in his skills, in his health, in his mindset. He's disciplined. He's committed. He's building something meaningful. The other is comfortable. He's waiting. He's hoping. He's blaming the economy, blaming the boss, blaming circumstances. Same age, same 30 years lived, but a world of difference in results. The difference? One took life personally. The other did not. Now here's another truth you must hear. Looking at others is not about competition. It's about education. It's about reality. It's about using other people's lives as mirrors to see where you are and where you need to go. Because if you are 25 and you see people your age already moving ahead, it's a signal not to panic, not to envy, but to act. Take responsibility for your growth. Take responsibility for your choices. Take responsibility for your time. Every year you waste, every opportunity you ignore, every day you delay is a gift given to someone else. I want you to hear this clearly. Your age is not an excuse. Your age is a call to action. No one achieves their dreams without taking ownership. No one reaches their potential by waiting. No one builds a meaningful life by hoping tomorrow will be easier. You must take it personally. At your age, where are you? Where could you be if you applied yourself fully? Where could you be if you stopped comparing and started acting? Now, here's the next point. Comparison is only valuable when it fuels growth. It's dangerous when it fuels regret. You must take action, not self-pity. You must ask, what can I do today, at my age, to move forward? Because your future is the sum of your decisions today. Your progress is the product of your habits now. Your destiny is not determined by luck. It's determined by commitment. And commitment begins with taking your life personally. Let me remind you of a simple principle. Success leaves clues. Look at people your age who have already succeeded. Notice the choices they made. Notice the disciplines they practiced. Notice the risks they took and the mistakes they learned from. Then ask yourself, am I following the same path of action, or am I drifting? Because if you drift, life drifts by you. Opportunities pass. Time moves. And soon, you'll look back, wishing you had started sooner. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can take it personal. You can take ownership. You can decide right now to accelerate your growth, to elevate your standards, and to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. So here's your challenge. At your age, take a personal inventory. Look at your habits. Look at your skills. Look at your results. Compare not to criticize, but to inspire action. Take responsibility for your life. Commit to improvement. And never, ever allow your age to become an excuse for mediocrity. Because the sooner you take it personal, the sooner you take control, the sooner you build a life you are proud of. Take it personal. Your age is not a number. Your age is a measurement of opportunity. Your life is waiting for you to step up. And if you do, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Take it personal. Take your future personally. Take your dreams personally. Take the life you want personally. Because here's the truth most people never realize. Nobody is coming to build your life for you. Not your boss. Not your family. Not the government. Not luck. Your life is your project. And if you don't take it personally, it will slowly be built by accident instead of by design. Let me ask you a simple question. What kind of life do you truly want? Not the life people expect from you. Not the life society tells you to settle for. But the life that excites you. The life that wakes you up early. The life that pushes you to grow. The life that challenges you to become better. Because every great life begins with a vision. And vision is powerful. But vision alone is not enough. You must take that vision personally. You see, most people have dreams. But they treat those dreams casually. They say things like, maybe someday, one day I'll try, if things work out. But success does not respond to maybe. Success responds to commitment. Success responds to discipline. Success responds to people who say, no matter what happens, I will build the life I want. Now, let me tell you something important. Building the life you want will not always be convenient. There will be setbacks. There will be doubts. There will be days when things don't go your way. But that's part of the journey. You cannot build something meaningful without resistance. Just like a muscle grows through resistance, your character grows through challenge. And the people who succeed are not the people who avoid difficulty. They are the people who decide. Anyhow, I will continue. That word is powerful. Anyhow, no matter what happens, no matter what people say, no matter how many times things go wrong, anyhow, you keep going. Because the dream matters to you. Because the vision matters to you. Because the life you want is worth the effort. Let me share a principle with you. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Dreams are wonderful, but discipline builds them. Small actions every day. Reading when others are relaxing. Learning when others are complaining. Improving when others are drifting. Those small disciplines may not look impressive today, but over time, they change everything. A year from now, they create growth. 5 years from now, they create success. 10 years from now, they create a life most people only dream about. But here's the key. You must take it personal. Because if your growth is not personal, it becomes optional. If your goals are not personal, they become negotiable. If your future is not personal, you will delay it. And delay is dangerous because life moves quickly. Years pass faster than we think. Opportunities come and go. And the only way to make sure your life moves in the direction you want is to take it personally. Now, let me say something that might challenge you. The life you have right now is largely the result of the choices you've made. Your habits, your decisions, your disciplines. And the good news is this. If your past choices built your current life, your future choices can build a better one. But only if you decide, only if you commit, only if you say, from this day forward, I will build the life I truly want. And remember this, you do not have to be perfect. You do not have to know everything. You do not have to move quickly. You just have to keep moving, step by step, day by day, lesson by lesson. Because success is not built in a moment. It's built through consistent effort over time. Imagine your life 10 years from now. Imagine waking up proud of who you have become, proud of your discipline, proud of your growth, proud of the courage you showed when things were difficult. That life is not impossible, but it does require something: responsibility, commitment, and the willingness to take your life personally. So here's the challenge. Build the life you truly want. Not someday, not when things are easier, not when the conditions are perfect. Start now. Start where you are. Start with what you have and build it anyhow. Because when you take your life personally, you stop waiting for opportunity. You start creating it. You stop hoping for change. You start becoming the person who makes change happen. And that, my friends, is how extraordinary lives are built. Take it personal. Take your victories personally. Take your failures personally. Because life will give you both. And how you respond to each defines the life you build. Most people celebrate their successes, but they don't take ownership of them. They say, I got lucky. It was just timing. And most people excuse their failures, but they don't take responsibility. They blame the economy. They blame their boss. They blame circumstances. But here's the truth. If you don't own your success, it can't grow. If you don't own your failures, they will control you. Take your success personally. When you succeed, don't shrug it off. Don't say, it was nothing. Say, I did this. I earned this. I worked for this. I deserve this. Because acknowledgement breeds confidence. Confidence fuels momentum. Momentum produces bigger results. And the moment you recognize your own role in your achievements, you begin to understand your power. You begin to see that success is not random. It's not luck. It's a reflection of your choices, your habits, and your effort. Now, take your failures personally. This is harder, much harder, because failure stings. Failure hurts. Failure can make you feel small, insignificant, powerless. But here's the lesson. Failure only has power when you refuse to take responsibility. Failure only controls you when you give it authority. When you own your failures, you see them as teachers. You see them as mirrors showing what needs improvement. You see them as stepping stones to your next victory. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Because every failure contains a lesson. Every mistake contains a message. Every setback contains a chance to grow. But you will never learn if you don't take it personally. Here's the key. People who succeed don't wait for luck. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for others to validate them. They take full responsibility. When something goes wrong, they ask, what could I have done differently? What can I learn from this experience? When something goes right, they ask, what decisions made this possible? What habits and choices created this success? And they act accordingly. Because life responds to action. Life responds to responsibility. Now, understand this. Owning your successes and failures doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It doesn't mean beating yourself up for mistakes. It doesn't mean arrogance for achievements. It means awareness. It means accountability. It means honesty with yourself. And honesty is powerful. When you are honest about your victories, you build confidence. When you are honest about your failures, you build wisdom. And confidence plus wisdom equals unstoppable growth. If you refuse to take it personal, if you refuse to own your successes and failures, life will decide for you. Circumstances will shape you. Luck will define you. Other people will control your path. But if you take it personal, if you fully own your successes and failures, you become the architect of your destiny. You gain control. You gain clarity. You gain power. And that, my friends, is the essence of taking life personally. Because success is predictable. It is not magic. It is not luck. It is earned through ownership, effort, and the courage to take responsibility for everything in your life. Take it personal. Take your life personally. Take your future personally. Take your freedom personally. Because freedom is not given. It is earned. It is built. And it begins when you accept that your life is yours completely, unapologetically, and without excuse. Too many people drift through life, waiting for permission, waiting for someone to approve their choices, waiting for the conditions to be perfect. And while they wait, life passes them by. Opportunities fade. Dreams shrink. Time disappears. But not you. Not the person who decides to take it personal. Living free is about responsibility. It is the freedom to decide, to commit, to take action, to face challenges, and to stand tall in the middle of them. You cannot live free if you blame others. You cannot live free if you give away your power. You cannot live free if you wait for luck, timing, or circumstances to decide your life. Freedom begins the moment you take ownership. Take ownership of your choices. Take ownership of your habits. Take ownership of your growth. Because when you do, you no longer wait for life to happen. You make life happen. Now, living fully is more than just freedom. It is showing up completely. It is putting your heart, mind, and effort into everything that matters. Too many people go through life half awake, half committed, half engaged. They want the rewards, but they do not want the work. The truth is simple. Life rewards the fully engaged. Life honors the person who says, I will give my best, I will show up, I will work, I will grow. And the moment you take it personally, you show up fully every day, every choice, every moment. Take it personal when others doubt you. Take it personal when obstacles appear. Take it personal when fear knocks at your door. Because your life is too important to hand over to circumstances. Your dreams are too valuable to leave to chance. Your potential is too great to waste on excuses. And here's the key. The people who live unstoppable lives are not the people who never fail. They are the people who refuse to quit. They are the people who rise every time they fall. They are the people who take responsibility for their failures, learn from them, and move forward stronger. You see, being unstoppable is not about talent. It is not about luck. It is not about resources. It is about commitment. It is about perseverance. It is about taking your life personally. Because the moment you stop blaming, the moment you stop waiting, the moment you stop shrinking, you step into the life you were meant to live. And when you do that, nothing can hold you back. Now, I want to remind you of something Jim Rohn often said. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. And that is what taking it personal does. It changes your direction. It stops you from drifting. It forces you to act. Because when you take it personal, your mindset changes. Your habits change. Your results change. And over time, that change compounds. Small decisions, taken personally, create unstoppable momentum. Small efforts, taken personally, create extraordinary results. Small disciplines, taken personally, build a life that others only dream of. So, take it personal. Take responsibility for your growth. Take responsibility for your failures. Take responsibility for your victories. And most importantly, take responsibility for living fully, freely, and unstoppably. Because the world does not give second chances. Time does not wait. Life does not pause. The only way to win, the only way to build a life of significance is to step up and take it personally. Live free, live fully, live unstoppable. And when you do, you will look back and say, I built this life. I owned it. I made it happen. And nothing, no one, and no circumstance could stop me. Take it personal. Your life depends on it. Your dreams depend on it. Your destiny depends on it. So remember, take it personal. Take your growth personally. Take your habits personally. Take your discipline personally.